Okay, greetings. My name is Kenneth. We are doing cubic functions. Remember, this is results-oriented preparation, ROP. Okay, now given this function there, f of x is equals to x cubed minus 4x squared minus 11x plus 30. All right. Okay, our point of departure here is to factorize this function. All right. Now we need to find factors of 30 that we can use throughout this. One factor that we can use that is also usable there will be 2. All right. But for you to select a factor and decide that this is the right factor to use, you must compute it into that function and it must give you 0. Remember that f of x equals 0. All right. Now, taking that into consideration that f of x is equals to 0, then we'll compute 2 there. All right. And this will be 2 to the power of 3, that is 2 cubed, minus 4, 2 squared, right, minus 11 times 2, this is 11 times 2, all right, plus 30, all right. Okay, now let's see whether it will give us that 0, okay. 2 cubed there, we know that this is 8, minus 4 times 4, this is 16, all right. And then this is 11 times 2 is 22 plus 30. All right. Okay. Let's see where this is going. 8 minus 16 is minus 8, right? Minus 8 minus 22, this will give us this, that, and that will give us minus 30 plus 30, which is 0. Okay. So which means that for our purposes here, x is equals to 2 will suffice. All right. X is equals to 2 will suffice. Okay. So just hold that point there, x equals to 2, which means that's the factor that we're going to use here. All right. We're going to use x equals to 2. Now, for us to factorize, then we're going to use what is known as the synthetic division. So in our synthetic division, we've got 2 as the factor that we have chosen. And then here, what we then do is we take the coefficients, all right? This one here is 1 and minus 4. And then you've got minus 11, and then you've got 30. All right. All right. So automatically what you then do is you bring down 1 there. All right. This one, bring it down here. And then next step is you multiply 2 times 1. 2 times 1 will give you 2, and then you write your 2 right here. All right. Okay. So this is now minus 4 plus 2. Minus 4 plus 2 will give you minus 2. You see that? Okay. Next, you then multiply that minus 2 by that 2. 2 times minus 2 will give you minus 4. All right. Then add again here. Minus 11 plus minus 4 is the same as saying minus 11 minus 4. This will give you minus 15. All right, that's a negative 15. And then 2 times negative 15 will give you negative 30, which will give you 0 there. Okay, so which means our 2 works there. Okay, I'll go through this again. This is what is known as the synthetic division. All right, synthetic division method. We have taken the coefficient of this polynomial. We've got 1 there, minus 4, minus 11, and 30. All right. Okay. So first of all, bring this 1 down. multiply 2 times 1 will give you a positive 2. So minus 4 plus 2 will give you negative 2. So 2 times negative 2 is minus 4. Alright? So minus 4 minus 11 minus 4, that's minus 15. Alright? Again, 2 times negative 15 will give you negative 30. 30 minus 30 will give you 0. Okay? So we're going with 2 there. Okay? So therefore, if you are rewriting this, what it then means is taking the first items there. This will give us x there. This will give us x squared. And then minus 2x. Alright? And then minus 15. Alright? You see that? Okay. X squared minus 2x minus 15. So we have taken again there that the coefficient there, the coefficient of x there. Alright? Okay. So we know that the factor that we used here, we use x is equals to 2, which gives us a factor. As x is equals to 2 is associated with the factor which is x minus 2. Alright, x minus 2. Okay? Now we are not done. What we can then do is, we know that we can factorize this further, right? We can factorize this further, and if we were to do that, factorize this further, we will have, let's put those factors. Already we've got x minus 2 there. Alright? And then what we need to find there now is, we've got x and x. Alright? Alright. What are factors of 15 that we can use that will give us a negative 2? Quickly, we can choose 5 and 3. 5 and 3 will give us 2, but for it to be negative 2, which means 5 has to be positive, and then 3 has to be, 5 has to be negative, and 3 has to be positive. Alright, so we can say minus 5 plus 3. Alright, minus 5 plus 3. Okay, so this becomes a fully factorized polynomial. Alright, now this also will give us the x-intercepts. Alright, this will give us the x-intercept. Now, I'll just write them down on this side of the board. Now, if we take x, remember this is all equal to 0, is it? Alright, if we take x minus 5 equals to 0, this will give us x is equals to a positive 5, and then it will give you the intercept as 5 and 0. Alright, those are the coordinates. And then take the second one. The second one, x plus 3, will give you x is equals to negative 3. So we've got negative 3 and 0. Alright? And then the last one, the last one, x negative 2, will give you x is equals to 2, which is 2 and 0 there. You see that? Okay, so these will be the coordinates for the intercept of x. Alright, these are the coordinates for the intercept of x. We know already that 30 here is the only y-intercept. Alright, the y-intercept is 30, so we're not that much fussy about it because it's already there. Okay, now we go to the second step. The second step will be to find the turning points. The second step is to find the turning points. Please visualize what we've just done here, and then we go to the turning points. Let me just take this down. Okay, now for us to find the turning points which is usually called the stationary point of f. We are definitely calculating what is known as the stationary point. The stationary point of f, okay? Stationary point of f. Okay, that is what we want now. Okay, now to find the stationary point of f, what we do is we differentiate this once. We differentiate our cubic function once, okay? This is our function x cubed. Okay, let's try and be neat a bit there. X cubed minus 4x squared minus 11x plus 30. All right, that is what we're dealing with there. So if we are to differentiate this once, only once, taking that there, this is 3, so fx is equals to 3x squared, right? That will be 3x squared for the x cubed, all right, minus 2 times minus 4 is minus 8x, all right, and then 1 times minus 11, that will give you minus 11. All right, so we have differentiated this cubic function to get this quadratic function there. All right, now once we are there, we can then factorize. We can then factorize this. If you are going to factorize this, remember again is f of x equals to 0. All right, so factors of that then will become equals to 0. Then that will give us 3x and x. All right, and then what we need is we want to find factors of 11 that we can use there. We know that factors of 11 is only 11 and 1. All right, but we need to rearrange them in such a way that it will give us a negative 8. Okay, so that will mean therefore that we will take the 11 and pair it with 3, and the 1 will go with x. All right, so this will be minus 11 plus 1. All right, minus 11 plus 1, this is 3x times that is 3x squared, and then plus 3x minus 11x, that will give you that. Okay, this times that will give you that. So meaning that, lastly, meaning that x, if you find the two values of x here, so x is equals to negative 1. All right, that's the first one, which is this one, and then this one here is going to be x is equals to take the 11 that side, it becomes positive, divide by 3, x is equals to 11 divided by 3. Okay, all right, so now the turning points then, I'll write them this side as I did the intercepts. All right, let's write them that side as we did the intercept. Let's just separate them here so that we can easily refer back to them. All right, so the turning points there, when x is equals to 1, what will be our y? All right, if you calculate there, put x equals to 1 here, right? X equals to, negative 1 all the way there. That will give us a figure of, 36, all right? So x turning point there will be x is -1, y will be 36. All right, and then this one, when x is 11 over 3, our y is going to be minus 400 over 27, and that will give you a minus 14.81. All right, minus 14.81. Don't just take my word for it. Please compute that here into the function, and then you'll get those figures there. All right, now that we have found our coordinates, we can go to the last step, which is sketching. All right, now we need to come up with a sketch for this function. Let us draw a sketch now. Remember, because a sketch is not going to be drawn to scale. It's a sketch, all right? So use your imagination there when you are drawing the sketch, all right? This is your y, and this is your x, all right? Y, x. Right, points to note on that. We know that this one, 30, right here, 30 is our what? 30 is our y-intercept. So the coordinates for that are going to be 0 and 30. 0 and 30. All right, which is this first one. And then we need to find the other points. Start with that one, and that one. Okay, let's start with x, -3 and 0. Okay, -3 and 0. Let's say our -3 and 0 is here. Okay, -3 and 0, that will be our point. And then we've got 2 and 0, which is here. All right, 2 and 0 is there. Remember, it's not really drawn up to scale, right? And then we've got 5 and 0, maybe probably there. All right, now we need to figure out our turning points. Our turning points, we said -1 and 36, so it's going to be -1 somewhere here and 36. All right, and then also -11 divided by 3. 11 divided by 3 is equals to 3.67. 3.67, which is after this point and maybe somewhere there, and -14 and 81. -14.81, somewhere here. All right. So what we can then do then is join up our points. Let's use a different color to join our points. We join our points like that. Okay, so we come up with, try to draw it as smoothly as possible. So that becomes the sketch, our sketch for this particular cubic function. All right, now remember, we need always to show those points. When we have drawn our sketch, we know that this here is our -3 and 0, this point here, that point being the turning point there. This is our 11 over 3 and -14.81, and then this point here is 2 and 0, 2 and 0, and then this one here is 5 and 0. All right, above here we've got -1 and 36. All right. So those are the most important points that you need to take into consideration when you are drawing the sketch for this particular cubic function. Okay, remember our turning points, all right? And then also the x-intercepts, all right, where y is equal to 0, and the y-intercept where x is equal to 0, which is that figure, which is equals to 30 there. All right. Okay. Now, it is very important that after having gone through this, try and come up with as many questions as possible, and then we'll deal with those questions. Okay, sharp.